Good seeing you for Devos. Okay, we've been talking in church about the signs of the times. I want you to take this to heart. Folks, listen to me. Jesus said when I return, he said that when he comes back, that most Christians are going to be cold. They're going to be liberal. He said they are going to be lukewarm, and he says, I would like to spit you out of my mouth. What does that mean? I don't know. I don't want to become spittle, okay? I don't want to do that. There is a remnant of people that are believers, born again. Listen, they're not perfect, but they're on fire for the Lord, and they believe in what I'm talking about, and they're living it. So, are you ready for the rapture? If you are, you better wake up. You better wake up. I mean this. You know, we have to be reminded. You can be excited about this prophecy series for the 3 weeks here, and then on the 4th week, something happens, and the excitement goes away, even though you believe. It's real easy for us to be distracted. Is that true? Okay, look with me in Mark 13. He says in verse 35, therefore, stay awake. I should say that every time I preach. It was like the guy who fell asleep in church one week. And so the pastor turned to a member. He said, you what? Wake that guy up. He fell asleep. And the guy said, you put him to sleep. You wake him up. But here in the church, he says, wake up, stay awake. For you do not know when the master of the house is going to come. He may come in the evening. He may come at midnight. At the end of my devotion, let's remember that. May come in the evening, may come at midnight. Or when the rooster crows. Some of you never heard the rooster crow early in the morning because you've never been awake that early, okay? Or in the morning, lest he come suddenly and he finds you asleep. And what I say to you, I say to all, notice it, stay awake. Notice at the beginning he says stay awake. At the end he says stay awake. Do you think this is important? I think it is. Listen, stay alert, stay awake. Jesus is coming. I see all these believers, they say they trust in Jesus. They're out there drinking. I know. And I'm going to start a fight with church people. Listen, you go fight with yourself, you lame brain. Boozing is drugs. Okay, you do whatever you want. Some of you pop pills, some of you smoke pot, some people use drugs, and some of you are little winos. Like to have a little liquor every night. Now, we ought not to be putting drugs in our body. Now, I'm not here to beat you up about alcohol. But you know why those kind of people want to come and fight with me about this? Because their heart's not right. They're sleeping. Some of you are sleeping at the wheel. Wake up, wake up. Jesus says, wake up, because he's coming. And some Christians, he's going to come, he's going to take them home. They're going to be ashamed. You saw when you go to heaven, you're never ashamed. Oh, really? There's this thing called the judgment seat of Christ. I'll tell you, it haunts me. Now, once you go to heaven, you stay to heaven. But I'm telling you, read your Bible. The Bible says people are going to be elevated above others. You say, well, I don't need those rewards. Well, you see, when he doesn't have much to give to you, it means he didn't mean much to you because you weren't living for him. So those rewards are a big deal. Shows how much you loved him. You show me your faith without your works, and I'll show you a faith that is not working. If you believe in God, you're going to want to live for him. If you've been saved for 2 years, you ought to be 2 years more mature. Every year we ought to get stronger. Every year we ought to get more positive. Every year we ought to know the Bible more. Some of you are going backwards. Don't go backwards. Come on. Look at too many Christians are sleeping at the wheel. They're just sleeping at the wheel. You say, why do you put those dumb statements up here? Because I want you to write them down. I'll tell you, I want you to memorize them. So I don't want to be sleeping at the wheel. I want to be alert. I want to be awake. I don't want to be like the lukewarm Christians Jesus talked about. Look at Revelation 3:11. He says, now I'm coming soon. Hold fast what you have. What's that mean? Some of you done some great things, but you're about to lose them. Paul says, I don't want to become a castaway. What that means is that you fall into sin and you lose the rewards for the things you are going to get because of the bad things that you're doing as a believer. Remember, this has nothing to do about you going to heaven. It talks about you being rewarded when you get to heaven. He says, so that no one may seize your crown. God says, I don't want anybody taking away your rewards. Okay, listen. I want you to get ready. I want you to wake up. I want you to stay alert because Jesus is coming.